Topping the news, the House of Assembly was back in session this morning. The Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, in his contributions outlined the government's accomplishments over the past 2 years. Additionally, he pledged to continue to do more for Bahamians everywhere. Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson leads us off tonight with our top story.
The nation's leader says the government returns to the halls of Parliament with a renewed focus, ready to expedite the legislative and policy agenda for the betterment of Bahamians. He says the government remains committed to the growth of the economy.
Tourism numbers are at record levels. Businesses are thriving, and we are experiencing economic growth once again. From day one, this administration made it clear that we were committed to delivering on the changes we promised.
He says after securing the recovery of the economy, bringing in record number of tourists, and bringing unemployment down to the lowest levels in over 15 years, another key area is to ensure that Bahamians' pathway to careers are unimpeded, particularly to foreign hires. This is why he says the government is also launching a new notice of vacancy unit at the Department of Labor to ensure that the law is enforced.
Our people rely on their government to protect them. And this unit will step in to ensure that in instances when an employer hires a non-Bahamian, a Bahamian understudy is identified and is actively being trained. Eventually, in accordance with that training plan, the Bahamian will be elevated to that role, eliminating the need to fill the role of a non-Bahamian.
Healthcare also high on the Davis-led agenda. For years, residents on the island of Grand Bahama have appealed to successive governments for a hospital. Davis says under his administration, it's happening.
Preliminary work is being done to build a specialty hospital in New Providence and a new hospital in Grand Bahama. I'm sure this is welcome news to those who rely on our public hospitals for their healthcare needs. While the preparatory phase for the new hospital is time intensive, I can assure the Bahamian people that when the work begins, it will be expedited to ensure that both facilities are completed in a timely manner.
Housing, also a major concern for islands like Abaco and Grand Bahama, particularly since the passage of Hurricane Dorian. The nation's leader says the government is also moving forward to ensure that this is addressed.
We will begin making progress on hundreds more homes in Abaco and Grand Bahama, where many people still need housing 4 years after Dorian. This will include the launch of the Rent-to-Own initiative, which will further expand access to qualified people who demonstrate the ability to pay but may not have been approved under more rigid standards for a mortgage. This is real change.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson.